But I think MVP. Now, I'm going to look at this the way I did with Michael Jordan. Now, she's not the Michael Jordan of her sport as far as athleticism, playing, dominating. But A'ja Wilson is the best player in the game.
Have you seen the incredible feats Caitlin Clark has been pulling off lately?
This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon. And if I said to any of these people who think Caitlin Clark is not the Rookie of the Year, I'd say, who would you want to start your franchise with? Now, I'm not going to put A'ja Wilson in there. I'm just saying between these two. Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is.
This rookie isn't just helping the Fever make a playoff push. She's shaking up the entire WNBA MVP race.
Caitlin Clark, I'm sure you saw, just became the all-time scoring leader in women's college basketball. I'm curious, where would you rank her amongst all-time college players, in your opinion?
Ooh, that's tough because you got to win one. I feel like that college is one of those spaces where you got to win one for them to even have your name in the conversation. And it took me 3 years to win mine, so it's hard. But congratulations to her.
While A'ja Wilson may still be the frontrunner, Clark's mind-blowing stats are making everyone take notice. This first-year player isn't just racking up points; she's changing the game itself.
2 years ago, their home attendance was 1,800 fans. Their average this year, home attendance, is 17,000. That's almost 10 times. And, of course, the big difference is Caitlin Clark. I think she should be up for MVP. Rookie of the Year, foregone conclusion.
There's now a real chance A'ja Wilson could miss out on the MVP title, and Wilson's reaction to seeing Clark's numbers, priceless. Yes, even the league's best can't match those skills.
And just for the record, Caitlin isn't much of a defender either. Though she can and she will steal the basketball. She's 15th in the WNBA in steals. Pretty good.
Let's break it down. 40 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds in her latest outing. That's not just impressive. That's MVP caliber stuff.
She is starting to push A'ja as the best player in the league because I don't see anybody control a game the way Caitlin can.
And it's not a one-time thing. Clark has been consistently dominant all season, leading the league in assists while scoring like a seasoned vet.
WNBA in its entirety is really cooking right now. And it continues to grow, and there is a lot of appropriate attention on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and we found out that the Fever Storm game from over the weekend drew 2.2 million viewers, which is massive. The WNBA has 18 games this season where they've had more than 1 million viewers average, and 16 of those 18 have featured Caitlin Clark. So you cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlin Clark playing basketball.
You might be wondering, how can a rookie be in the MVP conversation? Well, get ready, because Clark is rewriting the WNBA playbook. Her impact goes beyond the stats. She's attracting new fans, boosting viewership, and making everyone pay attention.
I'm sorry. It's gotten to the point where Rookie of the Year is over 2-3 weeks ago. All of a sudden, Caitlin Clark is starting to push A'ja Wilson for MVP of this league, and I am not exaggerating.
This isn't just about Rookie of the Year anymore. Clark is making a serious case for MVP, and it's impossible to ignore.
I've got the fever. I can't help it. I can't stop watching. I can't stop talking about the impact Caitlin Clark is having on game after game after game.
You've seen the highlights, but her influence runs deeper than the numbers. The Fever went from a bottom feeder to playoff contender in one season. What's driving this dramatic turnaround?
She takes over, she maestros, she controls game after game after game with her passing and her carefully chosen spots to score.
Clark is at the center of it all. Let's rewind a bit. Last season, the Indiana Fever were the laughingstock of the WNBA, wrapping up with a poor 13-27 record. Fast forward to now, and they're sitting pretty at 18, 16 with a playoff spot secured.
One thing Caitlin Clark does maybe better than anybody in sports right now, makes it about others, makes it about team. Think about it. When's the last time you didn't see Caitlin Clark talking about a teammate? When's the last time you saw Caitlin Clark talking about herself or any of the accomplishments that she has had? Let me give you the answer to that. Never! Never! You never hear that. Now, that's why their team has gotten good. She could have been an egomaniac. Everybody in the league knows that she is the league right now.
It feels like they're an entirely different squad, but they're not. The lineup hasn't shifted much, except for one key addition. Caitlin Clark. Yes, this rookie isn't just racking up impressive stats, she's completely transforming the franchise. Have you seen how the Fever has been on fire since the Olympic break? They've gone 7-1, and guess who's leading the charge? That's right, it's Clark. She's not just scoring, she's elevating everyone around her. Her teammates are getting great opportunities, the offense is clicking, and opponents are struggling to keep pace.
Not even a debate. But I'm talking about value now. Value to a franchise, value to a league, getting your team in the playoffs. They had the number 1 pick. They were the worst team last year, and there is value that I can attach to that. Now, that might not fit in the categories that everybody would consider for MVP. I'm talking about value. Michael Jordan was the most valuable player.
Now, you might wonder, can one player really have such a huge impact? In a recent WNBA playoff game, Caitlin Clark experienced an eye poke from Dejonai Carrington, which sparked a lot of discussion. This reminds me of an event that changed my life. In 2016, I was driving to a reunion with friends when a distracted driver ran a red light and crashed into me. My car was total, and I ended up needing multiple knee surgeries. Insurance companies often try to pay you less than what you deserve after an accident, which is why I'm excited to introduce our sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the country and can fight for the best possible result for your case if you become their client. Whether it's a minor accident or something more serious, they make sure the insurance company doesn't shortchange you. The best part? You don't pay them up front. If they don't win, you don't pay. If you ever find yourself in an accident, remember your options. You can start your claim now by clicking the link in description below. Thanks to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this video. Well, check this out. Clark is averaging 37.6 points per game, whether through scoring or assisting. That's not just remarkable, it's on track to shatter a WNBA record. Let that sink in.
But also, she needed a rest. She needed a rest after the season in college basketball. A month later, she's playing games, and she's playing against really good teams. And then they stacked the schedule up front, so everybody got to see her play. She struggled.
But it's more than just statistics. Clark's influence on the court changes everything. Defenses have to hone in on her, creating openings for her teammates. And when she's in possession, something extraordinary happens.
Just shoot it in the fourth quarter. You're that good. You've proven to be that great. Her three-point shooting has heated up, and nobody in the league can flick logo threes as effortlessly as Caitlin can.
She possesses the vision of a seasoned point guard and the scoring prowess of a superstar.
Caitlin Clark, in a shock to me, has proven already to be a once-a-generation passer. I did not see that coming at Iowa. I thought scoring, yes, she's the all-time greatest scorer in the history of college basketball, men's or women's, but passing like this? I'm talking about gifted, LeBron-esque bounce passing.
Since July 1st, the Fever's offense has gone from the worst in the league to the best.
Meanwhile, Caitlin, 2/3 of the way through the year, it was clear she was on an all-time record turnover pace, the likes of which I have never witnessed. It's almost like she was trying to turn the basketball over.
That's no accident. It's the Clark effect. She's not just posting MVP-level numbers. She's elevating her entire team to new heights.
Caitlin Clark is running away with the WNBA assists lead. She's 25 better than anybody else in the league. It's pretty extraordinary for a rookie.
Consider this. How many rookies step into the league and immediately transform a struggling team into a playoff contender? It's nearly unheard of, but Clark isn't your typical rookie. She's a game changer, a franchise-altering talent who's redefining what's achievable in the WNBA.
She's having impact on her team that nobody else in the league is having on her team. This is a team that went 13-27 last year. And suddenly, the Indiana Fever are the hottest team by far in the league.
Remember when we thought we had a handle on what makes a great WNBA player? Clark has completely changed that perspective. She's not just skilled in one area, she excels in every aspect. And the numbers? They're so outlandish you might suspect a glitch. Let's explore why Clark is a nightmare for defenders. To start, Clark is at the top of the league in assists. That's right, a rookie is outshining experienced point guards when it comes to setting up her teammates. But here's where it it gets even wilder. She's not just a passer, she's a scoring powerhouse too. And we're not talking about typical scoring. While most players shoot threes from just behind the arc, Clark is nailing them from 30 to 34 feet away. She's connecting on over 37% of her shots from that distance. Can you picture trying to guard someone who poses a threat the moment they cross half court? It's like she's playing a whole different game, but that's not the end of it. You might think that with that kind of range, she'd struggle near the basket. Not at all. Clark is finishing at the rim like one of the league's top big players. She's converting 63.6% of her attempts within 5 feet of the hoop. That's not just impressive for a guard, it's elite for any player. So how is this even happening? It's straightforward. Clark's offensive versatility is off the charts. She can score, pass, and create plays out of nowhere. Defenses are completely clueless on how to defend her. Play her tight and she'll blow by you. Give her room and she'll sink a long three right in your face. Clark is creating her own shots more than anyone else in the league. She doesn't need someone to set her up. She is the setup. She's both the playmaker and the entire offense rolled into one. But it's not just about the numbers. Clark's distinctive talents are forcing teams to rethink their entire defensive game plans. How do you defend someone who's a threat from every position on the court? Double team her and she'll find the open player. Play her one-on-one and she'll score on you.
NBA, I'm talking players, coaches, and refs. They're all a bunch of Caitlin Clark haters. They're all a bunch of jealous haters.
Yep.
They are just working themselves up about Caitlin Clark just to hate on her. Skylar Diggins is bumping her. Their girls are complaining on the bench. Referees are getting into it now. They're all a bunch of haters.
It's a no-win situation for defenses. Last year, the Fever were at the bottom of the league, and that's something to keep in mind. Think Clark's performance on the court is remarkable? Just wait until you see how she's boosting TV ratings. She's not only changing the game, she's reshaping the whole scene of women's basketball, and the figures are astonishing. You've noticed how Clark's talent is rewriting the playbook, but her influence extends well beyond the court. She's not merely winning games.